everyone. Heavenly Father, we come before you with our humble hearts. Father, we are seeking out your wisdom and understanding. We ask, Father, that you will continue to strengthen each and every household represented here. Bless all the families, all the 42 members plus. We ask, Father, for your wisdom and understanding over our leadership, over the body of this membership. And we ask, Father, that the works of our hands be pleasing unto thy sight, and that the words and the meditations of our heart be also pleasing to you, Father. As we carry out these goals, Father, we ask that, Lord, you will help us complete each one accurately and with all guidance, Father, for great growth to come.
Father, for
We
great
give you
growth to come.
all the praise and all the glory and all the
All the
honor.
praise and all
In
the honor.
Jesus' name, amen.
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 You turn.
Yes, I got it on. Okay, I guess we're gonna go ahead. We do have minutes. I don't know if I need to share them. Shauna did email them out. So if anybody did not receive them, they want me to share them so they can read them for themselves, I can do that.
Motion to accept minutes as written with any necessary corrections.
Support.
There is a motion to accept the minutes as read, printed, properly second. Any discussion on the minutes? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion to approve the minutes, signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Had a mute.
Motion carried. Guess I need to whomever to speak out who did the motion, who seconded.
Frank made the
Frank.
motion. I second. Tony Toddy seconded.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay. I'm going to share a couple things right off the beginning. So I guess this is going to be like more or less my report. Let me share screen. That right there. Share. Okay, can you see that? Is that visible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So this is currently where we are now. This money is actually in our banking account that we have, and we have our own Cash App now and telephone number. There's telephone number for CG Common Ground, along with this is our Cash App handle. And Richard was the first one to make a deposit of his sharing his portion of the startup funds. And unfortunately, out of the original 42, only 26 people have contributed to that. And I'm just going to leave that right there. I guess the next important thing that we have is we received this letter. It came directly to Tony about making a decision on the conference. You know, I'm gonna take a second to read that. Let me know when you're done.
Everybody get a chance to read that?
Yep.
Yes.
Because of the way the COVID situation is, it's going on the rise. We were waiting until November to make a call. They need to make a call now. And it looks like, unfortunately, with everything we're going through, we can't do the conference. So I'd like to make a motion to cancel the 2021 BMIU conference, unfortunately.
Support.
There is a motion to cancel our conference for 2021, probably second. Any discussion on this? Because here, I don't know how because I just wanted to bring this other part in there, because they're actually talking about only 140 in the ballroom, and you start taking off instructors. The rest of these numbers add up to 450 that normally we would have, but that's only breaking down to maybe 7 at the most participant in a classroom. So that's not going to work.
They talked about a virtual event, but if we're going to do a virtual event, we could do it ourselves for free, right? So we might want to look at having a BMIU virtual series for free. And that's something that we could look at, but just for this, unfortunately, we probably need to cancel it.
I think it's a smart move under the circumstances. I'm also intrigued by that BMIU free session that'll keep your name, well, not BMIU, CGF. It'll keep your name in front of people, and you're giving a free, it don't have to be a whole conference, but a class online, but keeping you out there and letting people know that you care about them.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe just what, 1 day event, like on a Saturday.
We could man, that's a lot of reverb. We could do for the whole month of February. Wow. Could everybody mute if you're not talking? For the whole month of February, we could do individual classes on a specific day. First weekend could be, grievance handling, and then parliamentary procedure for grievance handling Saturday, parliamentary procedure Sunday. And then the following weekend, you could do it again. We could come up with something and still get the education out there, like Skip said, to keep the name going.
I agree. So any more discussion on this particular motion? Because that is some other part that we can address a little bit later.
Right.
Okay, all in favor of canceling the conference for 2021, signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay?
Nay.
Okay. The next thing that I have, got that. Okay, here is the updated version of the. I know I had it, somebody else doing it. Must be me, whiteboard or something. Here is the mission statement. Doing that market? Must be. Okay. The ball is in your court.
Well, motion to accept the mission statement. What was that?
Support.
There is a motion to accept the mission statement. Properly second. Any discussion on this mission statement?
Good job,
Who was that?
Walter Robinson.
Yeah, go ahead.
I said, good job.
Oh. Okay.
Call the
all in
question.
Question, who had a question?
I said, call the question.
Oh, call the question. Yeah, all in favor said, motion signify by aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Okay, motion carried. Dana, that was my bad. Okay, do we have bylaws?
All right, brother, Patton and I are currently in the final stages of it. Brother Patton did an excellent job on his part. We both decided that it needed to be some language in there on how to run the elections. And so that was my part. And I was unable to get my part totally completed before the meeting. So we would have to mail it out. So I probably have to get it to you field so that you can go ahead and send it out to everybody on the distribution list.
Okay. I guess what's next is to go over what was sent in by the members, and I will forward all this to our recording secretary so she can make it pretty, a little bit more organized than what's yours truly. But these are suggestions. The first one was by Dana, and then his was his suggestion, and for structured facilitators and so on and so forth, along with classes. I guess what I guess the point is that we just need to, the way I kind of envision it is that we put everything in place. And so when it's time for the conference to happen, we will have all our instructors, have all our classes, have everything in line. So then the only thing we would have to worry about is actually just committing to a date. Whenever this COVID, it's more under control where we can actually gather more like what we were accustomed to. And the next one that was from Dr. T, Tom W. Iverson. His classes, and he said he would develop and facilitate those if there's something that we would be interested in doing. And Elise comes in and with hers, and oh yeah, Shauna put Elise and Pam down for excuse they contact. Her suggestion for coordinators, facilitators, and speakers and classes as well.
Where's Bill Fletcher at?
I don't know. I would assume in DC.
Has anybody spoken to him or anything like that?
Yeah, we normally just see him, at CBTU.
He's doing fine. He lives in DC, raising a family, staying safe. He's doing fine.
Okay, thank you, Skip.
To do it. And I'm not sure about if Frank was, what was your intentions on between you and Michael? Were you talking about both of you being coordinators or?
No, that was for instructing that class.
Oh, okay. And Pam had. Oh, Robert, I just not saw your hand. How's everybody doing? This is my first meeting. I was just trying to come in and see whatever I could do to help, whatever you need me guys to do. So I just offer my service wherever I might be needed, whatever you guys need of me. I hear y'all you talking about putting on something virtual, some virtual classes. Yeah. Something that in the meantime, yeah. Since we're not gonna be able to be physically together as of yet. Right. It's totally understandable. I just was trying to reach out. Thank you for keeping me in the. I have been receiving all the emails and everything, but okay, yeah, but we're gonna want everybody included. Oh, okay. Whatever you need from me, I'm here, brothers. All right, appreciate it. I'm moving this thing. As you can see, most of this is pretty standard stuff that, I mean, not all of it, but most of it is pretty standard stuff that we've been
Going all along.
going on. So, and Dwayne said, and the last one, Linnell said, offering his time as well. So we just have to compile this in a different format. That's why I was telling everybody to email it to me, because it's easier for me to just copy paste as opposed to me typing all this stuff. Yeah, I'm not you know what I'm saying. So, but if you have any more suggestions or ideas, please send them in, and then we compile this, I guess, in a more usable format where we can start making decisions on classes and instructors and all the things that we want to have in our next conference.
You weren't looking for a motion, were you?
No, I mean, this is just information. Like I said, we'll compile it and a little bit better than this. I hate to put all this work on my secretary, but
You get a chance to put this together and send it to us so we can all sort of review and look at it.
yeah.
That's the idea. Okay.
Yeah.
And even look at the copy of the mission statement. I think they all did an excellent job on that.
All righty. That was Dana that headed that up. Some assistance
All right,
from my
Dana.
GP and whoever
All right.
else was on the team.
Yes, sir.
And next, the 23rd? 23rd, we should know if we have our 501c3, because it would be 30 days on the 23rd, I believe. Yeah, 10/23. Yeah.
Hey, Brother Phil,
Yes, sir.
this Linnell. I was wondering, as a whole, all of us, and this is just off the top of the roof, man. As a refresher for all of us, would would that be okay for us to like spend a month doing a refresher, questioning, our own back and forth between each other and in all the educational fields that we're seeking out to give this knowledge and share this knowledge with, a refresher for us and sharpening us. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, well, it looks like we're gonna have a little time to tweak everything, so. But that is a very good question, Brother Danielle, because that's a question that I was thinking about so far as our eventually will we be looking at doing something besides the essence of BMIU conference? Will we be looking to duplicate stuff for other people of color, or how
Right.
far do we want this to go?
Yeah, because this 2020 stuff is changing all the time. And, we are familiar with what we educate on, what we've done over the years. I've always myself was surprised at the knowledge that I've learned over the years of BMIU, but I know right now with this coronavirus and different things changing politically with our leadership in our country and in the labor laws and different things, us as a whole educating us even a little bit more fundamentally, like we're doing now on the Zoom.
Yeah, I would really, that idea that I heard when I first came on about doing something virtually, that probably would be a very good thing. Even we could mimic the opening session with speakers and everything, do it about an hour and a half, just the way that we used to do it, just the opening session, and then maybe the next week do a workshop, and the next week after that do another workshop, just to like someone said, to get the name brand out, and also make an identity for the group. You hater, man. You the hater, man.
All right, thank you, Walt. I'm glad you with me. Thank you, Walt.
You a hater, dude.
They won today. Hey, they
Is there
won
any
today.
more? Is there anyone else that has any questions or feelings about that?
Well, I guess not. Well,
I guess not.
He put that line.
Stop looking at the lines, y'all. Look at we won today, right? We won.
That shook everybody up. Cheap shot by Tony. Way to go, Tony.
Stop, Tony. Just cut it out. Just cut it out.
Cheap shot. Way to go, Tony. Go Bears.
A Kroger bag.
Yeah, at least they're union.
Right, at least they are union.
Yeah, they are union now.
Oh boy. So anyway, I guess the key point now is where do we go from here? So
Yes.
what do we want to do? I like the thing about the virtual. I think that's a useful tool. But also we need to solidify, our structure as well, so it's kind of like the two, but I guess this gives us a little bit more time to put everything in place, so that way when we do come out we hitting 100 as opposed to 99, and I kind of like that idea. So what do you think as a collective, where should we go next? So
I would hope that since we have this little bit of time, like you're saying, to solidify that we get more into what we want as a group to be, that we be on the same page. Look at deepening our understanding of what we are as a group and what we're trying to do, so that we all be strong. We all be strong. We're talking about the impact that we can have, not only as we go forward, but even in the future.
okay. All right,
Question.
but I'm looking for some input from you. I don't want to be, even though I'm in this position, I don't want to be the one just arbitrarily make all the decisions. I want it to be a collective type thing, So
Understand?
yeah.
Okay, question on the virtual. I'm not a Zoom expert. Is it a limit on how many people can be on it and stuff like that? Or how long we can have a Zoom or stuff like that?
Yeah. Well, I can only speak for the one I have. The one I have, we're capped at 100, but there's no time limit on it. To do a webinar or whatever, that's like an additional $40 a month. I'm just like, I'm not gonna foot that. So
No, that was just a thing on if we're going to do a virtual. What how long would it be? How many participants are we opening up to, or what are our limitations and stuff like that?
So that's basically what we're limited to on this particular one. No time limit. It can be on all day. But it's just limited to 100 individuals.
Well, I know that, like I said, again, I don't know much about it, but I know some people that are dealing with, other organizations are dealing with it, and one, they have people participating all over the whole country, and you can have thousands of people on it at the same time. Now, how they get that put together and whatnot, I'm not sure. I can try to ask about
You have to pay for a bit.
Yeah, it's more money. That's the
money.
difference. But we do. But there is we have actually we're doing it right now. We're able to simultaneously Facebook Live. So this is actually live in the group as well. So if we do something with maybe just a certain group in the Zoom and then have it live, because we can do it live where it's open to anybody, live on the page, or live in the group or whatever, we can do that. So that's another option. That way we're not limited to how many people can be participate in said conference. Tina.
You were saying that in order to do a webinar, it's an additional fees to be able to do so, like monthly fees.
Yeah.
Would you have to be locked into like a contract to do that? Because all we would need it for is 1 month.
I don't think so, but I
So
can check
why
into it.
can't we do it for the 1 month and then cancel that part of the subscription? Can we do that?
That's a possibility. I will look into that. That way it's unlimited.
Because the UAW International Women's Conference, that was via Zoom.
Mhm.
And it was women from all over the United States. And I'm not sure exactly how many, but I know there were several hundred people on, and then they had speakers And it flowed really well for it to have been the first time they've done it virtually like this. It flowed very well. And that was just a couple of weeks ago.
My thought is that you would shoot for your audience instead of going nationwide right off the bat. Basically, you're just getting your name out there, putting it in front of people and providing a service to those workers who want to get online for a short period, because you're talking about all day Zoom. That's a bit much for the novice, if you don't mind me saying. Hit them, quit them, get out the way, set it up for the next day.
Right, that was my question. We would set up an agenda. I mean, we gonna try to do classes or like you say, an hour, one, or just to get the whole agenda. Yeah, well, nobody gonna want to be on there 6 hours. You ain't gonna hold nobody's attention for that. But is it just an hour or two on Friday or probably just Saturdays? I would probably be looking at now. Just 4 Saturdays in February or something.
I think if somebody signed up though, I mean, if I wanted to know about grievance handling, right, I would stay there the whole 6 hours if that's what it was.
But
yeah,
still,
but when you wind up teaching one person or 3 people as opposed to 15 or 20.
Right.
I think you'd have to have a sign up.
Yeah, I think that a targeted subject people want to hear, and maybe no more than 1 or 2 for 1 or 2 hours. You got your name out there and people are looking and listening and asking questions. I don't know that I would go a whole conference on the first time out, especially with Zoom.
No.
Well, maybe we could come up with a whole day conference, but specify for 2 hours in each specific specialty, right? So grievance handling for 2 hours, boom. At 10 o'clock, at 8 o'clock, grievance handling. At 10 o'clock for 1 hour, parliamentary procedure. And then the resident expert would come in and teach it for that. And people can come in and out.
I think that would work much better because you're rotating your instructional staff as well as your students.
Right.
And then, we could all post up at like Region 1A and have a conference, everybody do it there for the live stream, and people can zoom in from wherever they're zooming in. But that could be like the mothership. We have time to think about it and put it out there, but that's think about how we could do something creative.
Right, that's what I was saying. Just come up with an agenda. Are we gonna do it 4 Saturdays? Are we gonna try to do it 1 Saturday? But you would have to be just a Saturday because you can't say Friday and Saturday because people are working. So it's not like they're gonna, take out of the break and all that stuff, but a Saturday. And like I said, maybe 1 Saturday, or we come up with that agenda on what we want to do. Is it just gonna be a 1-day conference?
I'll tell you the truth. You could do two days. The weekend that we would have done it.
Right.
You could do Saturday, you could do Sunday. And with 12 classes that we would have had, it's 2 hours per, or maybe an hour per, and then you just chop it up into the 2 different days. You can have your speaker kick it off each day. I mean, we could just do it that same weekend.
So you have your classes, and the speakers speak, maybe 30 minutes or whatever, and then you have to have some time for interaction, for student questions and that type of thing. Because they wouldn't want to hear a speaker speak, a long time.
Yeah, Sam.
Hey, I don't know if y'all have a collective memory of what happens on Sunday, but we're like pulling hen's teeth trying to get people to stay around till 11 o'clock for that graduation when we always ask and beg people to do that. So for us to sit here and act as if we have 2 full days where we can have people working and stuff is like, As somebody who's watched the seats and seen people leave on that Sunday morning thing, it's like, I wouldn't count on people being there on Sunday morning. I'm thinking maybe 4 or 5 workshops on a Saturday and maybe like offering people like maybe 2 hour chunks of something, 2 hour chunks of something else, 2 hour chunks of something, and 2 hour chunks of something else, with maybe like a hour maybe for lunch or a break, so that people can go and do other, maybe even a 2 hour break, so people can go and do other stuff that they have to do at home. Because it's one thing to have people sheltered in a place where we're all together. I think that our constriction is going to be having people have other stuff that they got to do that's going to draw attention to them, even if they're able to feel like they're going to be able to carve out a couple of hours for a workshop. Just my observation, because I just don't want us to be feeling all Pollyanna about that Sunday, when I've seen that Sunday be like, people be giving presentation to like a quarter of the room, 2/3 of the room, and we've seen that.
Agreed.
Yeah, Eric.
I was going to say the same thing. I was going to say maybe we're not necessarily looking to do classes or maybe have speakers and giving information, because with the Zoom, like we said, we won't have the participation like we get. Normally, we even complain for the 2.5 days that we have that we don't even have enough time to cram in everything that we're trying to get everybody to, understand and everything. So maybe it will be something crammed down. Maybe if it's just an educational facts and things like that. Like they said, the 2 hours on every block, because no one's going to sit in there anywhere over a Zoom more than 3 hours. So,
That's right. That's right. I was gonna say, just like even us here with Zoom now, after when they get to 2 hours, even we, as much as we love our group here, gets a little antsy.
Yeah, but the main thing, like I said, as long as we set up an agenda where, like you say, just say from 10 to 11, like you said, I think Tony had said that 10 o'clock, we got something, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, where the people wouldn't be on all day. If they got a specialty they want to hear, they'll chime in at 11. They'll chime in at 12. They'll chime in. So we don't expect nobody to probably just sit there on the phone for 6 hours or on the computer. That's not going to happen. But if we have a set agenda, hopefully people will just chime in on their specialty, what they want to hear. They might try to sit in on 2 of them, but you're not trying to keep everybody. Shouldn't even expect. We're not going to expect that. No.
no, Frank, when I was saying that, I was just saying it more of an informational than more of a. Usually, when we had it, we were doing more of a training, more of a class. But we can't do that right now because of the restrictions. So I mean, like you said, even if it was 1 hour, 2 hour, it's more of an informational situation than more of a actual class where we're sitting there and really comprehending and going back and forth with the interactions like that. That's all I was just chiming in about. And I
I
apologize
agree.
because I did chime in kind of late.
I agree. Or we could do maybe, like you said, we come up with an agenda. If it's 40 minutes of information and 20 minutes of Q&A, or no, we just could come up on how we want that. Or if we let people just ask questions while it's going, or just do it that way. It's different ways to do it. But like I said, the main thing I would suggest right now, probably just shooting at a day, like I said, unless we're going to do a series of Saturdays. That Saturday for sure, that we were going to do it anyway. But yeah, Sunday, I don't see that happening either. I agree with you, Sam. Friday, it's going to be a work day. So Saturday, and then some people work Saturday, so we just worry about getting some participation and take it from there.
I'm not. I mean, a full-fledged conference on Zoom. I'm not. I'm not sure we are properly placed for that right now, because, like you said, people don't know the name. So we have to find some kind of way to bring people in. So I think maybe short snippets would be better than trying to do a whole full-fledged conference on Zoom, just because we need to be able to get the name Common Ground Educational Foundation out, and whatever we call the conference, then that name needs to be put out too. And trying to do one whole full conference on Zoom on our first rip, I think that's kind of ambitious. Not
Oh
saying
no,
that
we can't do that.
but
Well, we can't do 12 classes. We got to narrow it down to 3 or 4 classes or something. It won't be just going to be a few classes. I was saying we had to agree on that. What's that?
I was just thinking we wouldn't have as many people, I don't think, because a lot of people are not tech savvy. I'm one of them. I mean, I'm just barely conquering Zoom, but there are a lot of people that are not familiar. So we would have to do something to, like, maybe in the reminders email out for those who register for classes, email them like step-by-step instructions on how to get into Zoom, downloading Zoom, because there are a lot of people out there who are just not savvy enough to conquer, something to this magnitude.
And also what I want to say to what you were saying earlier, getting the name out. Yeah, my suggestion is take a group picture or put a picture together, collage it together, and express the understanding of where we come from and advertise it as that. Because everybody knows all the faces on this Zoom right now. Most people who come to BMIU know our faces.
The best thing, advertise. If we could get a video or something that would, like she said, on a pickup, that could walk you through the subject and also introduce you to who everybody is. To have a chance to like a commercial, show people exactly what you're talking
A lot of the people understand. A lot of the people understand what's going on anyway, and I don't think it will be some people who are slow to come to the meetings and different things. They may not understand, but the whole body of BMIU, the overall people who are the hardcore, they love BMIU. They were strong with BMIU, and I believe those people are still active and want to be a part of it.
Yeah, but that's the reality, that you don't want to pigeonhole yourself to just black men and union people. We want to be able to market this to other people, other unions, and bring other labor unions together in this. Maybe we could do something like YouTube. That's everybody does YouTube. We can get a YouTube channel and put the class up on there, and people can rewatch it anytime they want to. It could be like that on live stream. A lot of people might not know about live stream, but everybody knows about YouTube. Do a YouTube channel. And then they're not pigeonholed by a time. They can watch it anytime they want to. We can get views. We can monetize it. YouTube.
Good thinking, man.
Yep.
These gifts and resources we have available to us.
Who was that? So what? Our tech guru. What do you think about that, Brother Wade? A YouTube channel.
I mean, it's doable, definitely doable. Just need a good camera. You do, because like I have a YouTube channel I do a shoe unboxing and I do shoe videos for Jordan, and I got a following. That's a good idea. It's free education, and like you said, it would be if you advertise it right, you can get other viewers.
So can you do the YouTube thing? Would it be live or just tape?
It could be live. It can actually be live when you first jump it off, and then once you finish, people can go back to it and start watching it, and that's how your views go up, and how your subscriptions go up. After your subscriptions get so high, cut you checks.
What'd you say about checks?
Yeah, they pay you. I heard that too.
So many numbers.
So many subscriptions, they start watching the algorithm and they start cutting you a check. And then you'll find a lot of different places try to contact you to get you to advertise. Thing.
That could generate funds for the group.
They're covered in here too.
And this is our own in-house resources. We've been educating everyone else, and we got all the resources right here between us.
Yeah, Corey.
We really do, for the simple fact of the people that y'all can tap into, we all can tap into. Like we can go to an interview to anybody that
we have a contact with, safely and live, and or like I said, the webinar, you want somebody to teach, it could all be live, and it could all come from one channel. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, initially when it first comes out, it'll be live, and after it goes off, other people come and view, and the views just go through the roof as it spreads.
Yeah. Okay, Corey.
Okay, somebody mentioned about making a picture collage or stuff like that. There's several apps out there that you can get subscriptions for 30 days free. You can make picture collages, you can make videos, you can do stuff like that for free for up to 30 days. So, not one person has to make a picture collage. A lot of people can make different things and then submit it to you or the Shauna or the GP for approval. And then that could be advertisement right there.
It sure could. Somebody could send it to one person and might edit it, put it all together. And it could be just like I said, just like a commercial, but it could go from whoever's speaking to whoever's speaking. Could all get it all set up. Definitely a good idea.
Share between each union, each union and non-union.
Worldwide, bro. It's worldwide internet, bro. Anybody.
I'm just saying, as we get the word out for the class to target our specific members, past BMIU members, as well as to outreach for others.
Yeah, because like a link, you can move a link around. You know what I'm saying? You can put it on every union's page. That's all. Who's gonna sit down and do all the legwork?
Going in and out, brother Robert.
I'm sorry. I'm saying yes. Could we different? But like I said, with the link, it's worldwide. It can go international. It can go all around the world. We could target unions in Africa. We can do whatever we wanted to. But we sit with the fortunate luxury of sitting back and watching the numbers. That's the best thing about social media, right? Because once we harness this, we want measurement of see how many people that reach. We could actually get a tangible measurement of how many people that reach. And like I'm saying, once you get the numbers there, YouTube will start cutting checks. That's how it works. We just need somebody to get the complete idea and compile it in a way that's in a high quality that's gonna keep people attention. We got to remember where we at. This 2020, people's attention span is shorter and shorter. If you go the OG here, y'all remember a song used to be 4 or 5 minutes. Now the average song's around 2 minutes. Just understand that these younger people, their attention span. So we're gonna have something that's impactful, something science, their attention, and have a message. You know what I'm saying? But it can be done, right?
Okay, Sam.
So maybe one thing that we could do, because what I heard earlier was that there's some people that might not be as proficient as with Zoom, and I know I'm not. For example, even if I was like chosen to figure out to be like part of a instructional team, I'd have to learn Zoom. So maybe what we could do to generate some publicity is to maybe give away maybe a 2-hour morning and a 2-hour afternoon Zoom class for people who might want to come in. So what it would be a way of one way of feeding the pipeline for us to say, well, in addition to us doing this, we're going to do this. But what it would also do is it would make the people who could potentially want to participate feel a little bit more comfortable about investing in this level of this type of education. So maybe something we could do before we do anything else is just maybe check, do we have a mailing list or email list, or is that stuff still University of Michigan got all that junk?
I have been working on, let's say, recreating a email list. So
okay.
I have quite a few. That came out of the BMIU
group as well as Common Ground. So
Hey Bill, hey Phil, I'm not even suggesting at all like somebody should have it, because I know they held that shit tightly and closely to their vest as if they knew exactly what the hell they were doing with it. So what I'm saying is that if you got like, you know, a couple hundred people and you send out an email, a mass email, and say, hey, look, the Common Ground, you know, we're getting ready to give like a free Zoom primer to you, you know, and it's going to be on Saturday, blah, 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 blah. And you can attend either the morning session or the second session, or you might want to attend both. And what we could also get to do is if we do it for like a couple of hours, we get a sense of like how long people feel like they could be involved in something like that. Right. You know, if at the end of the hour we start seeing them numbers at the bottom, the participants dropping off, we'll know like, okay, even if we're giving them something free, like being able to have the ability to use their own Zoom power, you know, we still couldn't keep them. So just a suggestion.
I like that suggestion. I think that's a good one. And like he was saying, everybody hears about Zoom, but a lot of people aren't proficient. If that be the number one thing that grabs everybody, you know, if you ask a question on social media, how many people want to become better at Zoom? I bet everybody will raise their hand. If you could be the one who teaches that to someone, after that, they would follow you anywhere. You know, I think that's a great idea. First, just jump off and show everybody ins and outs of Zoom, how they can chat to individuals, how they log on. I think that's a great idea. Hey, brothers and sisters, how about this one too? If we reached out to some of the other leaderships in the other locals and regions and asked them to sponsor a Zoom party, kind of as a get together, and watch it all, in groups of 5 or 6 or so, watch it all together, and as a collective to try to make it fun and enjoyable and make them understand that it's a connection, it's a way of connecting and not getting bored, not getting bugged out, but understanding that the education still is important, and we're trying to share it, and give them a feeling of the connection that we're trying to get, which we're trying to get out, the real connection. And it's not that we want to lose anybody. We want to gain as many people as possible, but we want to keep the interest there. I know small databases like you was talking about, University of Michigan, they made mistakes when they emailed everybody. They emailed you. They emailed everybody. So it's like over the past 5 or 6 years, I got compiled a database of 800 emails. That's just me personally. So I know that, if we talk about everybody's email and everybody puts it all together, we can reach thousands of people through email. But all we have to do is like chess. We have to be 10 moves ahead of everybody. We have to know exactly what we're feeding them, exactly what the information is. And we have to compile it in a way that's attractive and, you know what I mean? So we can do it.
Okay, but I'm gonna ask people to either raise their hand or use their hands up, because we getting people talking over each other, and so it's making things come in a little garbled. Watcher.
Yeah, I was saying that's can you teach people how to work Zoom while they're on Zoom?
Yeah.
I mean, would you have to be on another format? Would you have to do a Zoom course on like Facebook Live? So
You can do that. You can do that. You can do that too, or do the same thing with same, because even with mine, I'm logged in Facebook Live, and also do YouTube Live as well. So that way, whatever we're looking at, they will see the same thing. So that's doable.
Do we have a Common Ground Facebook page yet?
We have a group, but not a page.
That might be a good way to bring people to a Facebook page. We have to open up as many portals as we can to bring people in to the group, or to at least bring people in whenever we sponsor something.
Yep, I agree. But I think the ultimate thing is that we need the material that we're gonna share. I think we have enough talent in here to make all the rest of it pop. You know, as far as getting it out from videos to pictures to whatever. You know, I don't foresee that part.
Do something. And any way we can get the word out, YouTube, advertisement, anything would be awesome. That would be awesome.
So that is that's something that we should put on a follow-up for next meeting so that we can flesh this out a little bit more. Maybe we need to have an event committee.
Sounds like
Hello?
an idea. But
Am I still muted? Am I still muted? Hold on.
No, you're not muted. No, I was gone. My AT&T dropped out on me.
Oh, okay.
It
I
was
said
like,
we can put this, we can put this conversation about our virtual presence or our virtual footprint. We can put that on and maybe everybody can think a little bit more, maybe do some exploration on some of the different things like Zoom Live and YouTube Live and Facebook Live and stuff, other means of transporting our message. And then we can come back and maybe flesh out something like that. Maybe we still can have an event in 2021, but it'll be different. Everything is different. Everybody says a new normal, it's a new abnormal. None of this stuff is normal. But it might be. Have to see.
Never know. Never know.
So put that on a follow-up, brother. Do we have to put it on the table?
I'm sure Shauna's putting that in the minutes. Yeah. So before we wind down, we definitely need to solidify when do we want to meet next. I don't foresee like 2 weeks or anything like that. Maybe what?
Talking about having a meeting in another month.
Yeah, I given that we're not gonna have we're not gonna be putting together for a conference in February, a physical conference. I'm not sure if we want to meet, sooner or not. But that's up to how often y'all want to meet.
So the documents and everything that we need to get the 503 CBTU. Do we have all of that, or are we still waiting for the bylaws? I mean,
we're still waiting on the bylaws, and the 23rd is 30 days since I filed for the 501c3.
Okay, so far as our business as Common Ground is concerned, is there anything that we need to cement any part of our foundation? I mean, is it a time limit on this stuff?
On the business side, really not. The only thing I need to really do is get with Frank so I can get him on the bank account since he is the financial secretary. And then order some checks. I hadn't ordered checks, and you weren't here. We have a telephone number. We have the Cash App, so the money goes straight to the banking account, and all that part, all the business side is done. So it's just a matter of waiting on the determination from IRS on the 501c3. We already have our nonprofit, that's done. We have our EIN number, that's done. All that business stuff is done, other than having the bylaws that dictate how we're going to run the program. But it's also got to be in compliance with the 501c3 as far as certain rules and regulations that we gotta have that's in there that's specific to 501c3. You know, like, you know, what do we do with the money if we dissolve? You know, that's gotta be in the bylaws. So, and there's a couple other things like that. And I shared those information when I sent out a copy of EBEG's bylaws, because they have that same verbiage in there as it relates to 501c3.
Okay, all right, so would you please send a copy of the mission statement so that we can put it, insert it into the bylaws? Okay, and then I will send out to the recording the recording secretary. Is that
Yeah,
who's gonna send it out?
yeah.
Put that together, me and Warren to confer on the final draft, then we'll present it to the membership, and then we can vote on it at the next meeting, or however it's slated. Well, we won't be able to run by the bylaws until we actually vote them in, so we can really do it however we want to. We can send it out, people can read it, and we can vote on it then at the next meeting, and then we'll be solid with it. So
Do you want to take 2 meetings to pass it?
Pardon?
Do you want to run the process of taking 2 meetings to pass it?
Well, we don't have any bylaws, so we're not bound by any specific way right now.
Right.
That's why I asked, do we want to do that?
Yeah, I mean, technically, we can read them and vote them in on the first one, then everything from there after that would follow the bylaws itself, you know. So
Does somebody want to make a motion for that?
to do what?
How we want to introduce our bylaws and accept them?
Make a motion for
I have a
whatever.
question
bro.
too.
Annette has a question.
Phil, Walter, I was trying to make sure Mr. GP, I have no return information whatsoever, and I sent things out. So I was wondering what's going on.
I don't know. You have to deal with them. Deal with them. I have no information about the bylaws other than who's supposed to be working.
That's what I'm asking. Who is all on the committee? Because you did send a list, and I was for sure my name was on there. But again, when I reached out, I have no return information.
I have to go back and look at the list, because I thought that we were. So if we're gonna do it in a committee format, then we need to take it to the committee, the draft that we have, and take it to the committee, and then the membership should take recommendation from the committee as to whether to vote it in or not after it's been distributed, so that everybody can see it.
Okay, that's my point. Who is all on the committee? Because again, I reached out to you and I have not received any information or from Gordon. So I wanted to know who is all on the committee and how we go about getting the information that's on the committee.
Like I said, I have to go back and look at the minutes that came from the meeting to see who all signed up for the committee.
Okay.
And I will do that. And did you, when you signed up, Phil took all of that information and put it into the minutes?
Yes, he did. And I've sent my email, I thought to your email that I have, and sent text message to the Gordon. So I was just wondering what's going on.
No, I don't believe that I've gotten an email from you. You sent it, which email address did you send it to?
The one that I have on file, now it's been about last two meetings, but we'll talk about it later then. I'll just send you a private message again with my email address, and hopefully we can straighten this out.
Okay.
So we want to talk about the next meeting?
Yeah, taking suggestions for the next meeting.
Here's
2
my
weeks,
thought
3
on it,
weeks, a
though.
month.
Right. If we're serious about doing a virtual event in February, that's just as hard as doing a regular event, because we have to come up with, we have to, put thought into it and create something that hasn't existed before. So I think that we'd have to approach it and attack it with the same persistence that we were gonna attack a regular conference with, right? So I would think no later than November 8th, if not 2 weeks from now.
Big Dog got a suggestion on the chat board. He said November the 15th, same.
Mojo for the meeting to be on the 15th of November, same time, but 6:30.
Yeah, I kind of think that we need to have it. Everybody, there's a lot of people in this group that are active in the election coming up. I kind of think that we kind of need to use that to do what needs to be done. And then we can meet after the election.
So we got 10, 15, I guess a
11,
15th
15.
is a Sunday.
Right. Motion for
did-
November
did it-
15th at 6:30.
Did somebody make a motion? Somebody make a suggestion, second or not?
Frank made a
Second.
motion.
Oh,
Second,
okay. And who seconded?
second,
Oh,
second,
okay, a whole bunch of seconds.
second.
Yeah,
I second that motion that Frank
Thank you
made.
very much.
Sam seconded.
I second that motion that
Sam.
Frank made. Yes.
All
There
right.
it is.
Second Sam.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Second Sam.
Yeah, there's a motion to have the next meeting, November the 15th at 6:30 p.m. Properly second.
One thing before we adjourn.
Wait a minute, I'm in the middle of a motion, brother.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Point of order.
Probably second. Any more discussion on the date of this next meeting?
No.
Seeing that, all in favor of having the next meeting November the 15th at 6:30 p.m. signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, motion carried. All right, now Tony.
Before we adjourn, can I have anybody that's familiar with the Poor People's Campaign stay after we adjourn? I need to ask what you've done before with it, because we're looking at something in Toledo. Thank you.
Isn't that General Baker's daughter doing something with that?
I think each city does their own thing, but I was in a meeting Friday, and I just need to talk to whoever's involved right now.
All right. Motion to adjourn.
Support.
Second.
Second.
There's a motion to adjourn, properly second, no discussion. All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, vote with your feet. Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Have a good week, everybody.
So, did anybody have anything on the Poor People's Campaign?
Hater.
Hey, Tony, call me.
Okay. Anybody else?
Hey, Frank, you working Saturday?
Yeah, call me. I'm on the Poor People's Campaign in Toledo, so call me.
Yeah.
You working your regular shift?
Yep. It's
Midnight.
mandatory, right? Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you was working off shift or not.
No, it's mandatory, so it's regular.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, guys. Good seeing you, everybody.
All righty.
Yeah, we had to get together one of these days.
Gordon.
What? Yeah, I'm doing. Yeah, well, I'll text you. We'll get it sometime this week.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Later on, gents.
All right.
All right.